Hi guys, it's Tamara coming back at you with another video. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for being with me again for part 2 of the series on suicide. So as you know, we've had two pretty frightening and just mind-boggling suicides that have occurred with Anthony Bourdain and Kate Spade. These are people that a lot of people who followed them and respected them did not expect. And actually, I've had quite a few of my clients come to me and say, like, we are very heartbroken about this and we don't know why it's happened, and it kind of triggers my own stuff, and it kind of creates a situation where I feel like, I'm vulnerable to it. If it can happen to somebody who had everything, what does that mean for me? So I want to jump into 4 reasons why I think suicide in the media shocks us. For me, a lot of my clients are shocked and they don't know what to think. And part of the reason they don't know what to think is because they figured, they had everything, and they thought there was no way at all in this life that they would ever think to take their lives. So during my conversations with my clients, I brought up a few reasons why I think these kind of suicides shock us, and I want to share those with you guys, okay? So I have them written down on my list here, and I'm going to bring each one up, and then I'm going to define it for you and kind of, get you to explore these concepts and then challenge me in the comment section below. Maybe you don't think that makes sense, or maybe you do, and then I encourage you to give a reason why. So the benefits for you today in this video is that you're going to be able to examine potential reasons for suicides occurring amongst those who have things and are considered celebrities and famous. And so I think maybe kind of thinking on this level might open the door for further thinking about this topic. All right, guys, so the first one that I listed here on my list as a reason for why popular suicides occur and shock us is a romanticized view of fame and talent. We often as a society believe that if you have everything, including money, that there is no reason why you should want to kill yourself or take your life. We have this bias that if you have money, if you have everything that your heart desires, you can travel, you have access to everything that you need right at your fingertips, that you're not going to be depressed. Because of that, we often either miss signs that someone's struggling, or we just don't consider the possibility at all. Why? Because we have this romanticized view of fame and talent. If you're talented, you're not depressed. If you're famous, you're not depressed. If you're rich, you're not depressed, right? For a lot of us, we think that money, fame, fortune, access to things is the it all. And for some people, it's not. Maybe for a little bit it is, right? Because you're motivated to pursue these things, you're motivated to achieve these things. But then once you achieve them, what's next, right? Where's the ceiling? Like how do I reach that? Like, is there anything above this level of my existence as a famous person? Is there anything beyond this, or am I just going to stay here at the top, right? So when someone considers suicide as a remedy, it shocks us, right? Because we think they have everything. They shouldn't feel this way. All right. The next one is our preoccupation with attention to mood and affect. We think that if a person's affect, right, how they present to us, how they dress, how they look, how their face is, we feel that if their affect is positive and their mood is positive, they aren't suicidal. And I think that's one of the biggest mistakes that we could ever make, right? Judging someone by how they appear to us, right? If you're in a happy mood, you must not grapple with depression or questions about life. If you look a certain way, if your face presents itself in a positive way and you're smiling and you're bright-eyed, then everything is fine. And what we have to realize is that is not true. One of the things therapists do when they see clients who are depressed and anxious is we often do what's called a mental status examination, an MSE. All right, I'm going to put the definition over here for you. Basically what that is it's an overview or a brief assessment of the person. How are they dressed for the day? What's their face look like? What's their mood saying, right? How's their hair for the day? You know, do they look discombobulated? Do they look shocked? Do they look tired, right? So one of the things that we do is we try to assess what's really going on, and we try to do that past how a person presents to us or how they look, right? Because we know as therapists and psychologists that we cannot judge a book by its cover, because every time we do that, we are failing the other person. Okay, so that's one way to look at that. The other thing is a narrow view of what I call existential discomfort. And what I mean by that is that we have a narrow view of why a person would ever consider, you know, suicide because of life and unanswered questions in life and philosophical questions that just aren't answered, right? We have a narrow view of that. We think that people who are nihilistic and depressed are the only ones that have questions about who we are and why we're here as humans and why there's prejudice and racism and discrimination and why there's political power, and right? We think that people who don't have things in life or are struggling in life are the only ones who should have that kind of view that what's this all about, right? We never think that someone who's famous and rich would ever question those things, right? Why would you? You're too busy living it up and buying everything that you want, right? But we have to keep in mind that there's more to life than just money, fame, and talent. And so there are some people who have gotten to the very top and they have existential questions about what this life is all about. But we as a society have a narrow view. Our narrow view is that, well, you would never ask those kind of questions because you have everything. Why would you waste your time asking those kind of questions, right? So that's another problem we have. And last but not least, we have an incorrect association between mental illness and suicide. We think that only individuals who have a mental illness or a substance abuse problem are suicidal. And we must keep in mind that that is not a correct association. There are people who have suicidal thoughts because, number one, it's a natural part of being a human, right? And here's why. Because all humans want to get out of pain and suffering. All humans have a curiosity and an interest in what's on the other side of this active life, right? So suicidal thoughts in and of themselves are not ill. Suicidal thoughts are very normal. A lot of people have them, and a lot of people question what's on the other side of life. So we have to be careful not to associate suicidal thoughts with mental illness, because a lot of the times suicidal thoughts have nothing to do with a mental illness. It's just either this is a natural part of being human, or you have questions and curiosity about the other side of life, or you just don't like life and you don't want to be a part of it. But it doesn't automatically lead to a mental illness. We have to be careful as to how we view suicide in our society moving forward, because as you can see, we lack a lot of knowledge about what this topic really means. All right, guys, thanks so much for being with me today. I encourage you to give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. You can also hit the subscribe button here on the side if you want to get my upcoming videos. Every time I post a video, you're going to get a message notification if you hit the subscribe button. When you hit the like button, you're pushing this video to the top of the search results in YouTube, and so then that way other people can gain access to the video. All of my contact information, guys, is at the end of the video. As always, my website, my Twitter page, and my blog. I encourage you to post comments in the comment section below. You can also challenge me and and say something like, I totally disagree with you, Tamara, and here's why. And I welcome that, because then that way we're stirring conversation, we're stirring discussion, and we're educating. So I encourage you to do that. Let me know if you guys have questions and concerns in the comment section below, and I look forward to connecting with you there. All right, guys, I'll see you really soon. Bye-bye.